Guys, we have some news about the upcoming summoning events for this weekend. For the Fusion, I gotta say we have some very good champions on it. We're gonna have a summon rush, which will definitely tempt the heck out of me. Now, I'm not super loaded with my shards. I have 6 Sacreds, 5 Primals, 13 Voids, 25 Ancients. But I should have enough to get the summon rush done up to a specific point. Now, if we're gonna have a look at the event, we actually have a summon rush that gives us the fragments, but we're getting mythical materials for the relics for the event from here. And of course, we do have mythical skill tomes, which tend to be my weakness in Raid Shadow Legends because they're so freaking hard to get. Either way, we're gonna go over the champions in a second. We do have some huge changes, guys, coming. Something that we have been requesting for probably, I would say, 5 years. And it's finally coming in the next update. I'm going to walk you through all of the details that I know at the moment. As soon as I have more information, I will keep you basically posted. And I'm very curious to hear your thoughts as well, because I know this was a pain point for a lot of players that are trying to do Arena, okay? And a lot of you guys will be like, I don't give a flying F about it, Skratch. Leave me alone with this. It's not something that interests me, but that's fine. Let me just quickly walk you through that first. So, basically, also, we've received lots and lots of feedback regarding powerful clans teaming up against other players in the Classic Arena Platinum tier. And while this tactic is totally understandable, we want to ensure the Platinum tier remains a fair and open challenge. Those Shadow Phase will be introduced in the next update, which means blind arena, guys. Now, let me just quickly explain you a bit about this thing, okay? A very long time ago, 4 or 5 years ago, when me, Madara, and a couple of other guys used to run a clan called Tower, right? We literally took over the entire game because we had so many clans that it got out of hands. And not necessarily in a good way, because even for us, it felt like, oh my god, what the heck are we doing? We do not know who these people are at all. We made such a big cluster that was just not fun anymore. It was just feeling like an extra day of work to constantly manage all of the clans and stuff. So eventually, we kind of like dispersed. We said, okay, we're going to do one clan only, and that's it. We do not want to be in this situation again. And was not healthy for the game either, because in PvP, we used to pretty much dominate Classic Arena during Platinum Reset, because we were so freaking many, and we were not attacking each other, right? That was the clan's rule, and that clan rule pretty much works and is a thing in every other clan. So it's not something that we had only, because every other clan had that rule. Then, of course, a lot of other clans kind of like teamed up and they created MAD. MAD pretty much did the same thing. They dominated the arena for a very long time. They actually had 2 clans and they were pretty much winning it. Then IPR teamed up as well a little bit, and then they took over for a while in arena for a couple of months or so back in the day. And then MAD came back on top. And they are still basically ruling the show, more or less. Sometimes, of course, other players win too. But it's a pretty good environment now, because I am part of MAD, right? I'm not really doing Platinum Arena. That's why I'm saying they rather than us, because I would basically claim the credit for something that I'm not really doing at the moment. But we only have one clan at the moment, so it's not as bad to be like, oh my god, everybody's mad in arena or stuff like that, right? There are tons of other clans that basically make alliances. Like when we had the Eternal Titans, we had alliances with other clans to try and fight MAD. Tons of crazy things that happen in the end game, all this parry drama and stuff like that. But the fact is that now I feel like the game is in a much better situation with that. Yes, there are 5, 6, 10 different clans that are all teamed up versus MAD now. But honestly, you're not at a moment where you need to do that, because MAD only has one clan, from which probably 10, 15 people do Platinum Arena and stuff like that. Maybe more of them do it, actually. But not every single week, because it's pretty hard with the timing. It's really bad when the reset happens for pretty much a lot of people, like from the US. Even for Europe, it's not that great. Like, I just wake up and I'm like freaking out, half asleep, and do Platinum Arena, right? But the fact is, we have been requesting to have Blind Arena for a very long time. Everybody. Us from Ed, us from Eternal Titans, us from Tower. I'm sure IPR did as well. A lot of people did, right? So now that is finally coming to the game. And I think it's going to be very interesting, because you're not really going to have an option on who you're hitting. You cannot be selective. Okay, I'm not going to attack my clanmate now. I'm going to attack the other enemies. So now I feel like that's going to be very, very healthy overall for the game. The only problem that I'm seeing like this is that people can be like, I'm going to back out of the fight and just boost the points to the other person. I'm not sure. I mean, they can do it now anyway. If they want to attack their clanmate, they're going to do it, right? But now it's basically they do it, and there's no proof that they actually boosted, because now they're going to be like, well, he had a good defense, I lost. But before, because there's always this, like, who won? People share their logs, battle logs, defense, attack, etc. So before you were able to see, okay, this guy attacked his clanmate 5 times and lost, so he boosted him, right? Or something like that. But now with this system, because you're going to fight your own clanmate without actually knowing, you can just lose and be like, well, I actually just lost because he's that good. But in fact, they've boosted him. So I feel like that could potentially be a problem with this system. We're going to have to basically wait and see how that plays out. But let me just quickly explain you how this will work. So it will be activated bi-weekly on Monday and last for 8 hours before the arena reset. All information about your opponents in the Platinum tier will be concealed for the duration of the Shadow phase. No usernames, no clan tags to identify the owner of the team you are about to fight. This way, it will be up to your personal arena setup rather than the membership in specific clans. So, of course, you're still going to be able to see the team. You're still going to be able to see probably the team power. That is, at the end of the day, another way of knowing who you're attacking or not, because hey, if people want to go that far, they can be like, okay, this is my defense, guys. You see my team power, right? But you're not gonna see probably this information right here on the left side of the screen, which is good. It's definitely a step in the right direction, and I'm very curious to see how it will play out. Then most likely we're going to get other changes in the next patch. We are expecting some QOL changes that they've actually teased in the What's Next in Raid video, or they've teased in something. So hopefully that will come together with the next update. But leaving all that on the side, let's quickly talk about this fusion, the summoning events. Let me know in the comments if you are going for the fusion. I'm actually going to start a poll on my channel on the community tab. Go and vote. You're going for the fusion, you're not. I'm curious to see how many people are actually going for a Crockhead. Either way, let's quickly talk about the champions. So this is what we have on the menu, guys. We actually have... I'm going to keep this on the screen, actually, because I don't want to make the video crazy long, because I tend to talk too much about them if not. Basically, is a 15x progressive chance. You're going to have epic champions, and you're going to have, of course, the legendaries up here. Now, let's start with the epics, because we're going to get them out of the way very quick. Rector Drat, a great champion. You can definitely get her for free as well if you start a new account. Good for faction wars. Now, she's not an endgame champion, but overall, she is a pretty good one. Ugo, absolutely amazing. I love freaking Ugo. Cursiri, faction wars, hard mode, Hydra clan boss. Absolutely nuts. Defense down, block buffs, leech, clans, a bit of healing. Super good. Tagwar, crazy good as well for the Orc faction. I really like the champion too. I've been using him on pretty much all of the stages in Faction Wars hard mode. Godseeker Raniri, crazy good too. You can still do the Sand Devil's Necropolis. If you need her for Faction Wars, you can use her, but we do have a couple of very good legendary revivers from that faction. One a fusion, one was free, so you can definitely use those ones if you want. And we have Ursula the Mourner. Very good reviver as well. Good for faction wars, good for Hydra and other content. Personally, I still think that Godseeker Neri is the better reviver as an epic rather than Ursula the Mourner, just because she's so freaking unique. But Ursula has a crazy, crazy good revive as well. Then, talking about the one slot legendary champions, Elva Outborn can be used in PvP, can be used in a Chimera. You can build her on a 9-piece protection set. You can build her on a Relentless, Impulse, Reflex. Up to you, honestly. Massive carry for Faction Wars. Hard mode, in my opinion, because, damn, some of those stages are freaking ruthless, okay? So she was massive for my Faction Wars hard mode. Then we have Praeva, the Slitterer, is the Demon Spawn champion, if I remember it correctly, the reviver that was added not a very long time ago. She's pretty nice. I did not have a chance to test her out. I do like the healing, the increased defense, increased speed. The revive on that is just a shame that this is not on a 3-turn cooldown, okay? But it's basically a Godseeker and Neri on steroids with this revive. The passive is not as good as hers, but overall, definitely not a bad support champion. It's not something that I would prioritize personally on a 15x progressive chance, but honestly, that's really up to you. Now, we do have a couple of champions that I would absolutely love to freaking get, and that, of course, is going to be Glay freaking Cad. Huge for Chimera, if you don't have other ones, of course. Huge for Hydra. I feel like, yeah, for the Hydra, I would definitely like him. I don't need him for Faction Wars or anything like that, but these two areas are really, really good for him. It's just that he has that freaking passive that boosts the damage. You can build him on 9-piece protection. You can build him on reflex or different sets as well, but it really depends what you're using him, right? He gives the thermometer. It's more of a Duchess 2.0, I would say. He's the actual definition of a Duchess 2.0. Then we have Pythian, a really good champion as well. Very, very good on stage 21 in Faction Wars hard mode. Very good in a lot of content. If we're talking about Clan Boss, I'm just doing a big sausage right there. If we're talking about Clan Boss, even in Hydra, Chimera, not necessarily the best, but useful in there. Curse City, PvP as well. Arena. Duchess Lily too, still very, very good. Pretty much the same story as for the other support characters. So we are getting very good support characters on this. I love it when we have a fusion champion and we know we have to summon, right? We know we have to summon, but I love it when they give us good champions on the 15x and not just some random trash champions that nobody wants. So right here, we have a lot of options to pretty much fill all of our tastes, all of our needs. Duchess Lily too, 9-piece protection. I have one of them built for Hydra, 9-piece protection. I'm using the same one in Faction Wars, Curse City. And I have one build with very high resistance, but I'm not really using her anywhere. Cena Amberheart. Oh, yes, baby. Chimera all day long. Okay, that's what I want. I only have 13 voids and a freaking dream. That's what I want. Faction Wars hard mode. Yes, it will make my life so much easier. Talking about other content where you can use her. Really good. Now, for Chimera, you want to build her on Super Sonic. That's what most of the people that have her say anyway, okay? I would love to tell you that, but I do not have her. So Super Sonic is definitely a good set on her because she gives you even more turn meter like that. Then we have Siphi the Lost Bride, still great for PvP, definitely not as impactful as in the past. Either you build her with high speed, 9-piece protection. We do have the new set that you can get as well from a live arena, but I don't really have many good pieces, so I can't really tell you how good it would be to build a character on it. But it will be good because it's a very strong, very, very strong set, right? So you have... let me see if I actually have any pieces at all, because so far I only got trash pieces. So we have the Rebirth set, right? It has some crazy, crazy effects. Grants HP, turn meter, the speed, the resistance, but this block damage is actually massive and decreases the cooldowns of the skills really massive. So a lot of these support characters can be built like that for PvP. And then we have Raka. She would be huge for Faction Wars hard mode, huge for Curse City, huge for Chimera too, if you do not have Cena, Amberheart, or other better options, you know. And either 9-piece protection, either Relentless with Impulse. because her passive needs her to take turns to boost the thermometer. But guys, that was everything for this video. That's what summoning events we have during this crazy summon rush. We can definitely call this a crazy summon rush, and I'm looking forward to the new update. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As usual, appreciate all of you guys watching. Much love, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.